What is going on, guys? Baint from R8X Digital. In this video, we're going to discuss what is a good profit margin for a landscaping company. Now, this is something that gets discussed on the internet all the time, so we're going to hopefully give you guys a little bit of clarity and also an honest perspective, because a lot of guys, if you go on TikTok, if you go on Facebook, whatever, they're going to inflate their numbers a little bit. There's a lot of ego involved in that. So let's just jump through a couple things. So first of all, I made this TikTok video a little while back. If you guys don't follow me on TikTok, you should. I'll drop a link in the description. We've got a lot of great content on there. And I kind of just put out, the question of like, what are you guys running for margin? So we've got a 40%, 30%, 89%, which is a little high. Says he does mostly project-based work, 25% for mowing and maintenance, which is pretty average, 38% for landscape construction, which is also kind of right on the money. Go to the Facebook mastermind group, we've got like 60 to 80. And also in my own personal experience running a landscaping business, we are running at about 30% for margin. And also with the discussions that I've had with other landscaping business owners, which through my marketing services and consulting services, basically I talk to landscaping business owners all day. And another, I guess, pretty common answer is between 30 and 25, sometimes a little bit higher, sometimes a little bit lower. But really the biggest things that are going to impact these numbers are your services and your size. Now you can run a really lean business with low overhead and charge premium rates, and you're going to have a very high margin or percentage profit. And by the way, for those of you that aren't familiar with what margin means, it's basically the money that's left over, right? So if you have a 30% margin, every dollar that your company brings in is actually 30 cents. Now, there's a lot of different factors that go into calculating your margin. So you've got all of your overhead expenses. That's basically what it is, right? And then tax. And if you're not calculating taxes into your margins, then you're forgetting about something very important, because at the end of the day, when Uncle Sam comes for his bag, most of us are going to pay up, right? So calculating in also what gets taken out for your taxes is important when you try to discover what your overall margin is. So, the biggest thing when it comes to size is your overhead, right? And that's one of the important things to note about scaling your landscaping business, is that the bigger you scale, really what it becomes is rinsing and repeating a system where you've got, a crew, a truck, a trailer, and mowers or equipment or whatever, stuff, tools that you guys need for the services that you render. So, essentially it gets to a point where, you realize, okay, one of these setups is going to cost you like $100K to get. And then also, maybe $100K per year to run and manage. And that might be a little high. I don't know, but it really depends on your services and your service area. So, it becomes like a game of, all right, the more that you continue to grow and expand and the more infrastructure that you add to your business, i.e. the more trucks, the more crew members, the more equipment, means, you're probably leasing a space commercially for storage. You're also paying more in gas. You're paying more in labor. You're paying more in, financing all of your equipment or your trucks or whatever. So you've got higher payments for those. And basically, the bigger your company gets, the bigger your overhead gets. And that might affect your margin, right? So you could be doing, 1.5 million a year, but if you're running a huge high scale company and doing that with like 3 to 5 crews, and this is your first year kind of cracking that threshold, you might have a lot of new payments. You might have a lot of finances wrapped up in new equipment, new vehicles, new crew members, building out your systems and stuff like that. Your marketing, for example, might be a good one too. So out of that 1.5 mil, maybe your profit margin is like, or just call it 1 million, and you actually bring in 300K at like a 30% margin, right? I think that's unfortunately a little low, but probably realistic, right? So Also, alternatively, you have your services. Now, this is a big one. And guys that are running lawn mowing and lawn care, you're going to have lower margins. Big thing for this is because you've got dead man hours, you've got windshield time, basically. And depending on your density and the pricing of your services, you can bleed a lot of money doing lawn care if you don't do it right or bid it right, because you've basically got, a property that you mow here, and then you got to drive, and then you've got a property that you mow over here. And your company is making $0 on the in between, and it's costing you however much in gas and man hours for the time spent in between when the services are not making you money, right? Like as a lawn care landscaping business, you're only making money when the blades are on cutting the grass. So it's really important to remember that, these are all factors that you need to consider when you're thinking about your margin as a whole. So if you're offering lawn care and landscaping, a 30% margin is great. And if you're doing anything above that, you're killing it. If you're below that, it's okay. It might just be a product of the growing and scaling of your business, like we talked about earlier, where you're taking on more overhead to grow and expand to then make more money in the future. But also if you do, landscaping services, hardscaping services, and it's kind of more one-off project-based stuff, well, now you, for one, have the opportunity to make money on time, but you can also make money on materials. So there's more room to kind of build in your profit, right? Because you're not only charging for one thing, but for both. And the time and materials is really where the money's at. And I can tell you from running my own landscaping business that the lawn care and lawn mowing paid the bills, but the landscape projects were where we actually made our money, right? That's where the money is. That's where the bags are, right? In landscaping projects. Now, I'm a big proponent and big advocate, I guess, of having a lawn mowing crew, because this allows you to have recurring revenue and a stable month-to-month income. Because here's the thing, landscaping is seasonal, as we all know, and it can be very unpredictable. And if you're doing landscape projects, although they do make you more money, the downside of that is once you finish the job, you need to go find a new client. And if you don't have your marketing systems in place, if you don't have a pretty decent sized business where word of mouth and you're not ranking on Google, getting all this traffic, getting lots of phone calls every single day, week, month, whatever, well, then you might have some downtime and your company might not be making money. And it's also very hard to predict your revenue for future years, right? You are in business for a long time and you assume that it gets bigger every year. You might hit a plateau, whatever. But generally speaking, if you're doing one-off landscape project work, you need to find new clients every single year. With lawn mowing, it allows you to build up a little bit more stability, and you can bank on having your 30, 60, 100, 200 client mowing list, and you know what that's worth for your business every single month. And that can cover your running costs, your overhead expenses. And then again, the landscaping projects can pay for the bigger investments, the new trucks, the new equipment, the new whatever, right? It's the more profitable service for the company. But having that predictable revenue is not only going to make it easier for you to project into the future and know what your business will make in future years, assuming things don't change. And also it's going to allow you to better prepare to sell your business, right? Now you can have your financial statements all nicely done if you're doing landscape work, but it is really, really powerful and helpful to have, a client list of recurring mowing services. That's easy. You can sell that. That's tangible, right? If you just have a list of clients that you did landscape services for, like an install or a hardscape or a patio, whatever, giving that list of clients to another landscaping business or to exit yours is not necessarily going to be the most valuable, right? Like, okay, yeah, there are people that were interested in landscaping at one point, but it's not like a lawn mowing list where it's recurring and those people are going to need services again, and those people paid you every single month for multiple years, right? So I know we kind of deviated a little bit from margin, but hopefully you guys found that video helpful. Again, kind of just to summarize, if you're running lawn mowing and land care, or lawn care and landscaping, lawn mowing, whatever, typically around a 30% margin is right on the money. Below that, you're doing okay, but maybe just, incurring some expenses for startup or expanding, and your overhead might be a little bit higher. Start thinking about ways where you can bleed less. Start looking at the things within your business, the tiny little things that eat up 10, 15 minutes a day, because those things over the long run add up to be hundreds of dollars every single month. So those are the small things that you should fix first when you're looking at how to improve your margin. And if you're doing over 30%, you're crushing it. A lot of this probably has to do with how you guys are bidding your jobs. So if you want to see a video on that, be sure to comment and let me know. Also, let me know what you guys are running for your margins for your landscaping business. I'd be very curious to know. The more data that we get here, the better, and we can really get to the root of this. But from all of the conversations that I've had and my own personal experience, 30% seems to be kind of right on the money. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think about that, and also any topics that you want for further videos. If you are a landscaping business owner and you're doing 200K in revenue or more every single year, and you want to learn how our marketing services could help you grow and expand, feel free to click the first link in the bio for a call. We'll do one-on-one consulting and figure out what the best moves forward would be for achieving that growth that you desire. And if you're a landscaper that's doing 100K or less and you want some tips and tricks and maybe another kind of perspective on some things that you could do within your business to grow, scale, and improve as well, to get you past that 100K mark and beyond, there's the second link in the bio for you guys. We can do a consultation call as well and kind of hunker down on some of the things that might be slowing your growth within your landscaping business. So hope you guys found that valuable. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. We'll be back soon with more landscape marketing content, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Keep crushing it this season. I'm out. Peace.